Hello, folks. Back with Ancient Cosmology. I'm hoping the audio works better this time. Last time didn't work really at all. I think it might just be because I changed the angle of my headset, which, is a wired headset. And even just like turning twisting the thing a little bit, I guess, can just destroy the volume. That's my guess. And or just feds trying to sabotage. And YouTube sucking as usual. But anyway, so I might, revisit some things I did in that just to, assuming that I have better audio this time. So let's see. This is, well, actually, go to refresh. So I'm studying the Japanese hellscapes. So let's see. I think all this stuff I showed before. Yeah. Pretty sure I did these things. But this is Clifford Island, Alaska, in a 12th century Buddhist map in the starving spirit realm. He's like a skeleton. And this is Egg Island, Alaska, as the face of a woman with the chin and lips and nose. So yeah, her eyes and eyebrows are involved with these shapes, I think, and colors, textures. This is St. Michael Island, Alaska. Its long tongue sticking out, and weird nose, and brow ridge, and its hair flopping around. And so this might be Trinidad. This is my best guess for Trinidad, or my best guess for that that part of the hellscape. So yeah, this I think Big Konyuji is this disembodied head guy, and he has these two long things sticking out of his mouth or his nose or something. So I think like that's like these two things that then become like, this one is seen as becoming this one is becoming this other branch that's covered up here, and then the pole itself is like this branch of Bikoniuji Island. And you can see like the names of the Aleutian Islands and all, or islands around this area sound very Japanese. And it tends to be that ancient neighboring societies shared a lot of phonetics, even if they had different languages, and that they could still communicate using overlapping phonetics, like in Australian societies. So yeah, and then I'm guessing he seems like he has a mustache and sideburns, and so I'm guessing this ridge becomes the mustache and the sideburns. And then his eyebrows probably include this, and I don't know what over here. And this is like this, his hair tie flying around or whatever. I'm not sure when this will cut me off. I'm not sure how much room I have on my phone. I just deleted a bunch of photos, but still got a lot. So I'm guessing this disembodied head's nose is this little peninsula there. That seems to be the case. And somehow this is this little ashtray she's in. And she's like he kind of seems like he was smiling, but she's like a little bit bummed about her situation. Great Sitkin. So yeah, this is one of the Aleutians, the 12th century starving spirit map. The Aleutian Islands are the starving spirits, the hungry ghosts, the Petrus or Pitris ancestor realm. This is Adak as a starving spirit. So even though they're being tortured and everything, they're smiling. Like a lot of the ghosts in hell and in the starving spirit realm, which might be in some loose way part of hell or deeply associated with hell. Yeah, they're being tortured and stuff. They're starving, but they're having a good old time because it's all a joke. It's a myth. And yeah, he kind of has some bangs coming down, red bangs. I increased the saturation a little bit. And the contrast, I think. So this is Chankliut Island, Alaska. This is a demon in a 19th century Japanese Buddhist hellscape. So it seems to be that the seems to be that like the little strip of white that outlines his face is like the sand that is like that outlines the land there. This is pointy chin. He's kind of smiling there. This is his nose. He looks like he's a cyclops, so I guess his eye is in there. And then I think his horns are this and this, but this doesn't really show it very much. You can just see a little bit sticking out the end there. But, you know, it seems that there's shallow areas, seamounts, reefs, whatever you call like this type of thing is over here too. So those probably represent the two horns, and then his weird ear is either something in here or something maybe here or here. Yeah. So this is a pretty small island. Took me a little while to find it, although I think I made a lot of these comparisons, or I noticed these similarities like a year ago, but I wasn't really sure about a lot of them. Like this one, I wasn't sure because I didn't realize that they flipped the heads like upside down sometimes. So this guy's face is upside down on the peninsula vis-a-vis his body. So Kupreanof Peninsula, Alaska. So he's the lord of the afterlife, basically. He's kind of like God. I mean, he basically is, I don't know. I would say he's basically God. He has the most power of like any deity except maybe Brahma or something, because like his name is Enma, King Enma, also called Yama in Sanskrit, and Yima in Persian. So yeah, he rules the afterlife, basically. He's Saint Peter. He's also basically Adam. He's the first man. He's also the king of the golden age. And he's also Noah, the one who saved humanity in a cataclysm and saved all the animals 2 by 2 and all that. But his ark, which might be the same as Noah's ark, but in his case, it's for an ice age, and he finds a subterranean paradise, finds or builds a subterranean paradise, depending on the story. So basically, that's America. and then eventually they turned it into a torture land, or it may be that both myths were always together simultaneously or contemporary. So yeah, he's probably the most actually anthropomorphic of every. I think yeah, he is the most anthropomorphic of everything in these hellscapes, as far as the actual topography looking like a human face, albeit obviously very Neanderthaloid nose, and yeah. See, this is a very anthropomorphic face. This is in the Great Lakes. I don't know if it's in Lake Huron or Lake Ontario or something like that. So yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I guess it's a peninsula, but yeah, it's shaped like a human face with hair and like a top knot, which is like a Neanderthaloid head looking back, I think. And yeah, it's like nose, eye, mouth, chin. It's pretty good. Although its neck is a little worse for wear. So yeah, this was almost undoubtedly a god for, natives and other people, just people that had any contact with it. Afro-Eurasians sailing through the Great Lakes. It's a natural anthropomorphic shape, so it's like he has a throne he's sitting in. That's how I see it. But not sure the name of that. So yeah, this is India smiling. Like this is a Japanese, or no, this is a Japanese Buddhist map of Asia, or the part of Asia with India in it. And it has a big smile in the bottom of it, and then it has two eyes and then a third eye. So basically it makes Asia into a face. So it might be a reference to the fact Asia actually looks like a face with these two eyes, these lakes, this smile being the Himalayas, and then this might be the third eye, this other lake. That's what I would say. But yeah, you can't see this very well. A little bit. A little smile right there. That eye's somewhere. Third eye, I think, is right there-ish. So it's the same as the Göbekli Tepe 12,000-year-old Pillar 43, where there's an overall symbolic map, but then the overall map is also a face. Like Pillar 43 has like two big faces in it like that. So it's this is at least a 12,000-year-old tradition. So this is Trinidad Island, and this might be Trinidad in the Hellscape. This is my best guess for this. So it has three heads, so I'm thinking these would be the three, like one face pointing this way, one face pointing this way, and then something in the middle that is not very visible. And so yeah, like this is the nose of this one, I think, and this is the nose of this one, and then this one has like a thing in its mouth, which I think is this little part that sticks out, and then there's like a horn on the top. These guys have horns everywhere, so I'm not sure if there are more things that represent horns. This is the whole island, Trinidad, Venezuela. So he's like on top of Venezuela, and he's holding probably Parias Peninsula, and he has like, three heads, each have three eyes, and then he has a bunch of eyes all over his body. So I'm not sure if the eyes are all like waterways or if it's some other type of topography. But this seems to be this foot. This might be both this foot and his arms that are shown here over his head, but here are probably holding something that's actually down here. And I guess this is like his butt. This is his head, or 3 heads here. The top. Kind of magnified like often in these maps. So yeah, this would be at least one of these horns. This would be his nose. His mouth would be probably in here. Here's his chin. I mean, the shape of his chin is a little weird, but this is still my best guess for what this is. And that his eyes are like, this is one of his regular eyes. And then his third eye is this